right, welcome bowling fans for another afternoon of high school bowling. Today we've got the Rams of Tinora against our own Napoleon Wildcats. Today's match will consist of 2 individual games, or 5 bowlers, each bowl a complete game for each team, followed by 3 Baker matches where each of the 5 members will take turns bowling frames. Total pins will win the match. This is a non-conference match today. This is also the last match before tournament season starts for the Wildcats. So next Thursday, the 13th of February, the girls will kick off sectional play here at River City Bowlaway in Napoleon, Ohio. And the boys will have their sectional tournament on Friday. So it looks like we got Fox Taylor up for the boys on lane number 1. And he starts out by splitting, leaving the 6-7. Christian Horner on lane 3 for Napoleon. Tinora out with a strike. Tinora also had a strike over on lane 4. Tinora up now on lane number 2. Comes in a little light, picks up 7. Spare attempt from Fox, won't get any more. Andrew Gallagher up next for Napoleon on lane number 3. And that one comes in a little light, leaves a 2-pin standing, a pickup of 9. Slade McCorkle now down on lane number 1, and a strike for Slade. Andrew up for a spare attempt, lane number 3. And he's got it. All right, if somebody in the chat wants to give me a thumbs up, let me know you guys can hear me all right. Appreciate it. Tinora picks up their spare on lane number 2. Hunter Ehlers starts out with a strike on lane number 3. Christian will move over to lane number 4 for his second frame. Strike from Tinora on lane number 2, and a strike from Christian. So that's a double up for him early. Andrew will be up next on lane 4, but first bowler from Tinora on lane 2. Comes in a little light, picks up, looks like 5. Andrew's ready to rock and roll here on lane 4. And that one goes a little high. He gets a little help, so left with just the 4-7. It was going to be the 4-6-7. I'll take the 4-7 any day of the week, much easier spare. All right, Andrew now, spare attempt on lane number 4. Picks it up. All right, Fox up now on lane number 2. Nice ball from Tinora for a strike down on lane number 1. That's a double up for him. And Fox goes through the middle, picks up 6. Hunter Ehlers with a double up on lane number 4 a moment ago. Another strike for him. Christian back up on lane 3. And a strike for Christian, 3 in a row now. Nice ball from the Tinora bowler down on lane 1 with a strike. Fox now looking to pick up 2 here, and that's what he does. Andrew up now, lane number 3. Start out with a couple of spares. That one goes high, leaves the 3-6, pickup of 8. Slade now, lane number 2. And Slade goes a little high, leaves the 6-10, a pickup of 8. Still looking for a thumbs up, letting me know that you guys can hear me. Andrew now, spare attempt, lane number 3, picks that up. Nice ball from Tinora, a strike on lane number 4. Slade now, spare attempt, lane 2, picks it up. Hunter, lane 3, and he comes in and leaves a 2-8-10, a pickup of 7. Christian now, lane number 4. And Christian leaves the 2-8-10. Strike for Slade down on lane number 1. All right, appreciate it, guys. Strike for Tinora on lane number 2. Hunter picks up 2 out of 3 on lane 3. At 2-8-10, that's a tough spare to pick up because you've got to hit the 2 straight back into the 8, and you've got no angle to take out the 10 pin. You just got to get lucky and see if that 2 pin can ricochet. Christian picks up 1, so an 8 count for him in the 4th frame. All right, we'll switch over to the girls' match. And Tinora misses their spare attempt on lane number 5. Brings up Alexa Miller. Lane number 7. Nice ball from Alexa, gets the strike. After Alexa will be Ariana Kiesling. Ari looks like she started out with a spare and a strike. And she gets 9, leaves a 10 pin. That's on lane 7. Tinora down on lane number 5. Gets 8 of them to fall, leaves a 6-10. And a spare the hard way for Tinora on lane number 6. Getting all 10 on her second ball. Nice pickup there by Ari. Spare attempt from Tinora down on lane 8, and that'll fall off into the gutter. So a 9 count for her. Sophie up now, Sophie Coors. And she picks up 8, leaves the 4-7 on lane number 6. Tinora picks up 1 out of 2 for a 9 count on lane 5. Tinora picks up 6 on lane 7. We've got Lily Light for Napoleon now on lane 8. And she picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin. Strike from Tinora down on lane number 5. Sophie, spare attempt. Oh, and she chops. Picks up 1, so an open frame for Sophie Coors. Spare attempt from Tinora on lane 7. Comes out of the gutter and picks it up. Lily with the spare attempt, just misses. 7 for Avery, or I'm sorry, 6 for Avery Badenhop on lane 6. Leaves the bucket, the 2, 4, 5, 8. Didn't see the 8 pin back there initially. Tinora, lane 7, picks up the strike. Avery now, spare attempt, lane 6, picks it up. Alexa Miller with another strike, so that's a double up for her. Sophie up on lane 5. And she can't get that 7 pin to go down, so she's left with a split, 6, 7, and 10. A split also for Tinora on lane 6, leaving the 4, 7, 9. Ari up now, lane number 8. And a strike for Ariana Kiesling. Lily now, lane number 7. And a strike for Lily. Sophia now, spare attempt. Picks up 2 out of 3 for a 9 count. All right, switch back over to the boys. All right, Andrew got 9 on his first ball on lane 4, left a 10 pin. Slade got 8 on his first ball down on lane 1, spare attempt upcoming. And he chops, so 9 count for, or 9 total for him in that frame. Andrew now, spare attempt. And misses inside. Tinora picks up their spare on lane number 2. Hunter up now, lane number 4 for Napoleon. And a nice ball for a strike from him. Fox now, lane 2. And he gets all 10 to fall for the strike. Tinora, nice ball down on lane 1 for the strike. He's got a good game going. And Christian with a strike. Slade, lane 2. Comes a little high, wobbles it, and it gets swept, so they'll have to reset that one. Tinora misses their spare on lane number 4. Andrew up now, lane number 3. And a strike for Andrew. Tinora picks up, looks like 8 on lane 1. Hunter, nice ball from Hunter, strike on lane 3. That's now at least 4 in a row for him. And a strike for Tinora on lane 4 a moment ago. That was a double up for him. Tinora now, lane number 3, gets all 10 to go down for the strike. Slade, spare attempt on lane 2, and he misses. Christian with a strike on lane number 4. It's a double up for him. Fox gets 8 on lane 1. Must be the 310. 9 count for Tinora on lane number 3. Let Andrew throw, and then we'll get over to the girls' match just momentarily. Andrew picks up 8, leaves the 210. Fox picks up 1 out of 2. All right, moving over to the girls' match. Ariana Kiesling, another strike. That's now 3 in a row for her. Strikes in the 4th, 5th, and 6th frames. Avery Badenhop up lane number 6. Nice ball from Avery. Strike all the way. That one hit her break point, made a left turn right to the pocket, and drove right on through. Eight count for Tinora, leaving the 1-2 on lane 8. Sophia up lane number 5. And a 9 count for Sophia on a good looking ball, left a 7 pin. Brooklyn for Tinora, picks up 8, leaves the 3-9. Lily Light now, lane 7, and she gets all 10 pins to fall for the strike. Spare attempt for Tinora on lane 8, misses both pins. Sophia now, spare attempt, lane 5, and it hangs on, picks up the spare. Tinora picks up 1 out of 2 on lane 6. Alexa back up, lane 7. And Alexa takes out all 10 pins for the strike. Avery picks up 7, leaves the 2, 7, and 8. Strike for Tinora a moment ago, down on lane 8. Ari up lane 7, and she picks up 9, leaves the 10 pin. Lily up now, lane number 8, and a nice ball, picks up 9, leaves the 10 pin. Tinora also picking up 9 on lane 6. Avery now, spare attempt on lane 5, picks it up. Ari, spare attempt, won't hold on. So an open frame for her. Lily now, spare attempt on lane 8. And that's going to miss inside. All right, switch over to the boys match, or just finishing up game 1. Tinora with a strike down on lane 1. Fox got 7 on his first ball, looking for a spare here. And he's got it. We've got Garrett Hall in for Slade with a strike. Christian now, lane number 4. And a strike for Christian. That's now at least 4 in a row, and that one to start the 10th frame. All right, Tenora's 4th bowler gets a 180 game. Tinora with a strike on lane number 2. Fox picks up the spare over on lane number 1. Christian now, 2nd ball, 10th frame. And another strike for Christian. Nine count for Tinora. That was on lane number 2. Garrett Hall with a pair of strikes after substituting in for Slade McCorkle. And Tinora picks up the spare on lane 3. Christian now, last ball, 10th frame. And another strike, 3 strikes in the 10th, at least 6 in a row. And Christian Horner finishes with a 243 game. Nice game, Christian. All right, now we've got Jacob in for Fox to finish up. He picks up 8 and splits. Andrew Gallagher, lane number 4, picks up 6, leaves the bucket, the 2-4-5-8. Tinora leaves the Greek church on his final ball. He finishes with a 167. That was their 5th bowler. Andrew now, second ball, picks up his spare. He'll get one more in the 10th. All right, so Jacob and Fox combined for a 135. Tinora picks up 2 more, and he finishes with a 233 game. Nice game for him. Andrew, last ball, 10th frame, picks up 7 more. So 167 game for Andrew. Strike for Tinora to start the 10th frame. Garrett picks up a strike to start, or he's got 2 strikes in the 10th. I'm sorry. That's 4 in a row now for Garrett coming off the bench. Hunter got a strike on his first ball in the 10th. He's up now for his second ball in the 10th on lane 4. And another strike for Hunter. And Garrett closes out with 3 strikes in a row and salvages a 182 game. Combined with Slade. Tinora, we've got 2 strikes in the 10th. Final ball is a strike on lane 1, so 224 for him. That was their second bowler. And Hunter gets 9 on his final ball and finishes with a 231 game. Nice game, Hunter. All right, switch over to the girls. All right, so Napoleon's third bowler, that would have been I think that would have been Lily, 149. Alexa got strike in the 10th on lane number 8. Tenora's first female bowler with a 126. And fourth bowler picks up 2 out of 3 and finishes with a 102. Sophie up, 10th frame. That one goes a little high. It gives the 7-pin a tap, but it doesn't go down. So 9 count for her. 9 count for Tinora, leaving a 10-pin on lane 7 to start the 10th frame. Alexa, 7 on her second ball in the 10th. This to clean up the remaining 3. And that's what she does. And she finishes with a 179. And a spare for Tinora in lane 5. She'll get 1 more in the 10th. And Sophie picks up her spare. She'll get 1 more in the 10th. And a missed spare opportunity for Tinora in lane number 7. She finishes with a 151. Ariana Kiesling starts out the 10th with a strike, working on a strike in the 9th frame. Nine count for Tinora. She finishes with a 135. That's their second bowler. Sophie picks up 9 more, finishes with a 158. Ariana Kiesling now, second ball, and it's a strike. Avery Badenhop up on lane number 6. Tinora starts off with a strike on lane 5. Avery picks up 7, leaves a 2-4-5. All right, so the boys, I've got 958 for Napoleon, 936 for Tinora. Difference of 22 pins going into the next next individual game, and 3 strikes in the 10th for Ariana Kiesling, and she'll finish with a 216. Nice game, Ari. And Avery will pick up 1 out of the 3 and finish with a 167. So Tinora got 7 on her first ball. Looks like the 1, 2, and 10. Last ball, 10th frame. And she picks up 1 more. So 153. So I've got 869 to 667. Napoleon leads by 202 pins. And we'll switch back over to the boys, even though they haven't quite started yet. Well, there's a little break in the action. We'll see if we can get the scores up on screen. Tinora starts off things on lane 3, picked up with 9. Jacob Dinette with a strike on lane number 2. Christian Horner gets 9, leaves a 10 pin on lane 4. Looking for his spare ball. All right, so I must have something wrong here. Hang on. No, it's 232, not 231 for Hunter. All right, so Napoleon is at 959 to 936. Tinora picks up 7 on lane number 3, leaving 3-6-10. Christian missed his spare attempt. And Tinora missed their spare opportunity down on lane 1. Garrett still in on lane number 2, his first ball. And that's a strike for Garrett. Leahy in on lane number 4. He picked up 8 on his first ball. Tinora picks up 2 out of 3 on lane number 3. Eight count for Tinora down on lane 1. Luke, spare attempt here, looking at the 4-7, just misses. Oliver Franz in the number 5 spot. Coming up on lane number 4. Oliver goes left to the center, but it carries for the strike. Jacob now down on lane 1, and he leaves the 210, pickup of 8. Christian with a strike on lane number 3. Eight count for Tinora, leaving the 3-9 on lane 4. Also 8 for Tinora down on lane 2. That looks like the 1-2 left. Jacob, spare attempt, picks up 1. So 9 count for him. Luke now, lane number 3. And he picks up 8. That looks like the 7-8 left. And Tinora chops, picking up 1 out of 2 on lane number 4. Tinora converts their spare on lane 2. Garrett picks up 8 on his first ball, leaving the 3-9. Luke now, spare attempt, lane number 3, and he picks up 1. So a 9 count for him on the second frame. Tinora picks up 8 on lane number 2. And Garrett chops, picks up the front pin, leaves the 9 pin. Oliver now up on lane number 3 for Napoleon. And a strike for Oliver, so back-to-back strikes for Oliver Franz. Tinora converting their spares on both lanes 2 and 4. Christian up now, lane number 4. And Christian gets it all 10 to fall. That's a double up for him. Strikes in the second and third. Tinora picks up 1 out of 2 on lane 2 for a 9 count. Tinora converts their spare on lane 3. Luke up on lane 4. Jacob on lane number 2. Tinora gets a strike down on lane 1. Luke picks up 7, leaves the 1-2-8. Jacob picks up 8 and leaves the split. Looks like the 4-10. All right, Luke now, spare attempt. And he picks up 1 out of 3. And a big split for Tinora down on lane number 1, leaving the 7-10. Jacob now, spare attempt. And he won't convert anymore, so he'll end up with 8 for the frame. Tinora missed a spare opportunity on lane 3. Tinora picks up 1 out of 2 on lane 1. Garrett up now, lane number 2. And a strike for Garrett. Oliver now, lane number 4. And he picks up 8, leaves the 2-4. All right, we'll switch over to the girls. Ariana Kiesling with a strike. That's at least 3 in a row now for her. Macy Eicher up, lane number 7. And she gets 9, leaves a 10 pin. Tinora gets all 10 to fall on lane number 5 for the strike. Brenna picks up her spare. It's Brenna Massey for Napoleon on lane number 6. Avery Badenhop up next on lane 6. And Avery picks up 8, leaves the 4-7. Macy missed her spare, so they're gonna bring up Alexa. First Avery with her spare attempt. She's got it. All right, Alexa Miller now, lane number 7. And a strike for Alexa. Spare attempt from Tinora, lane number 8, picks up all but 1. Tinora gets 8 on lane 6, leaving the 4-7. Ariana up now, lane number 7. And a strike for Ari. Eight count for Tinora on lane number 8, leaving the 2-7. Brenna Massey picked up 9 on her first ball, down on lane 5. Looks like the 5-pin left. Tinora picks up the spare on lane 6. Brenna now, spare attempt, lane 5, and misses. 7 for Tinora on lane number 7, leaving the 2-4-5. Another missed spare by Tinora on lane number 8. Avery Badenhop, strike for her on lane number 5. All right, we'll switch over to the boys' match. All right, Tinora picks up their spare on lane number 1 with Christian Horner coming up on lane 4. And he gets 9, leaving the 7-pin. And a strike for Tinora on lane number 3. A strike for Tinora also on lane number 1. Strike for Tinora on lane number 1. That's a double up for him. Christian now, spare attempt, lane 4. And he covers. Jacob Dennett up on lane 1 for Napoleon. And that picks up 8, leaving the 2-10. Tinora picks up 9 on lane 2, leaving a 10-pin. Luke gets unlucky, that wobbles the 10-pin, but it doesn't go down. So he picks up 8. Unfortunately, he's left with a 4-10 split. Jacob now picks up 1. That might have been the 4-10 as well. And Tinora misses their spare attempt on lane 2. Luke misses his spare attempt, so he'll end up with 8 for the frame. Coming up on lane number 1. Tinora got 9 on lane 2. And Garrett misses his spare attempt. He had the 6-10 he was shooting at. Oliver Franz now, lane number 4. And he'll pick up 9, leaving the 2-pin. Tinora picks up their spare on lane number 2. Christian up now on lane number 3. And he picks up 9. Tries to give the 2 a little shake, but it won't go down. Oliver now, spare attempt. He's got it. Christian up for his spare attempt, lane number 3. And he's got it. And Tinora with a strike down on lane 1. Tinora misses a spare on lane 2. Okay, we've got, looks like Hunter in for Luke. And he picks up 7. Andrew coming in for Jacob on lane number 2. And Andrew with a strike. Nine count for Tinora on lane number 1. Hunter picks up his spare on lane 3. Garrett now, lane number 2. And Garrett splits. Looks like the 210. Oliver Franz up now, lane number 3. And a strike for Oliver. Tinora with a strike on lane 4. Garrett picks up 1 out of 2, so an open for 9. Tinora, lane number 3, picks up a strike. Christian up, lane number 4, he holds up. Andrew up now, lane number 1. And a strike for Andrew, back-to-back strikes. Tinora picks up a strike on lane number 3. Christian's ready now on lane 4, and a strike for him. Garrett up, and a strike for Garrett on lane number 1. All right, switch over to the girls for a minute. We've got Alexa Miller coming up on lane number 8, shooting at the 610 for her spare. And Brenna Massey will be up on lane 6. And Alexa chops, picks up 1, so a 9 count for her in the 7th. Brenna gets unlucky, leaves the 5-10 standing. Almost looked like one of those pins fell down and stood back up. I know it was an optical illusion, but that's what I'm going with. Ariana Kiesling up now, and she picks up 5. Macy Eicher, lane number 7. That one goes a little high, picks up 9, leaves a 6-pin. All right, Brenna needs to hit this on the left side of the 5, drive it over into the 10, and that's exactly what she does. Nice pickup for Brenna. Macy picks up her spare in lane number 7. Avery up now, lane 6. 9 count. Ari picks up her spare. Alexa now, lane number 7. And a strike for Alexa. Avery now, spare attempt, lane number 6, and that one just falls off. 7 count for Tinora on lane number 8, leaving the 1-3-6. Ari now, lane 7, that one goes high, pickup of 7, leaving the 3-6-10. Spare attempt from Tinora, looking at a 10 pin, and it misses. Lane number 6 for Tinora, that one misses the head pin, picks up 6, leaving the 1-2-4-8. Ariana here now, spare attempt. Nicely done, picks up 3-6-10. Brenna picks up 8, leaves the 3-9. Switch over to the boys match. Oliver with his spare attempt on lane 3, picks up 2 out of 3, so a 9 count for him. Garrett on lane number 2 comes in a little bit high, gets 9 to fall, leaving a 4 pin. Strike for Tinora down on lane number 1. Garrett picks up the spare on lane 2. Andrew Gallagher coming up on lane 1. Tinora shooting at the 2-8-10 on lane 4, won't pick up any more, 7 count for him. Andrew, 10th frame, picks up the strike. So Andrew came in to replace, I believe it was Jacob. Hunter picks up, I'm sorry, that's not Hunter, that's Christian. Picks up 9 on lane 4, leaving a 10 pin. Tinora picks up the spare on lane 3. Andrew now, second ball, 10th frame. And he picks up, looks like 8. Can't tell if that's the 4, I think it's the 4-7. Christian, spare attempt, and misses. Andrew now, spare attempt, last ball, 10th frame. So Andrew and Jacob combined for a 181. Hunter, who's in for Luke, picks up 7. Garrett starts off the 10th with a strike. Tinora, last ball, 10th frame on lane number 2. And he'll get all 10 to fall, so 163 for him. Another strike for Garrett. Spare for Hunter. Tinora starts off this 10th frame with a strike. That's her second bowler. Garrett now, last ball, 10th frame. Looks like another strike from here, and he finishes out with a 161. Oliver picks up 8, leaves the 310 on lane 4. All right, Christian up, getting ready to start the 10th frame now. He's got an open in the 9th frame, sitting at 184. He gets 9, he wobbles the 9 pin, but it won't go down. Oliver now, spare attempt on lane 4, just misses. It's an open frame for him in the 9th. He's sitting at 154 in the 9th. Tinora's second bowler on lane 2 got 9 on his second ball. His spare ball coming up, and he picks it up, and he finishes with a 203. Christian now, spare in the 10th. Oh, and he missed. So 193 for Christian. So Macy Eicher finished with a 170 game, going 9 spare 7 in the 10th. Hunter starts out with a strike in the 10th frame. Tinora's fourth bowler gets a 133. Third bowler for Tinora was 149. Tinora picks up 8 on lane 4, leaving the 2-8. Oh, and a stone 8 for Hunter. Picks up 9 on the second ball, 10th frame. So Hunter and Luke, the best they'll be able to combine for is a 158 game if he picks up the spare here. All right, 140 for Brenna, 142 for Avery. Oliver up now, lane number 3. He starts out with 9. Alexa Miller finished with a 184. So Hunter finished up 158. Tinora's fifth bowler, Boy, was 152. Ariana Kiesling picks up the spare on her in the 10th frame. She'll get 1 more. Spare attempt from Tinora, missed on lane 8, so she'll end up with a 169, I believe. Yep, 169. And Ari has 9 on her last ball. She finishes with a 217. Nice game, Ari. And Tinora's last bowler missed their spare attempt, finishes with a 127. So 140, 142, 170, 184, 217 for the girls. 128, 102, 127, 97, 169 for Tinora's girls. So I've got All right, Oliver Franz finished with a 163. That was the last one I was missing. So I've got Napoleon 856 and 800 for Tinora. So 1815 to 1736. Boys lead by 79. On the girls' side, it's 853 to 623. So I've got 1722 to 1290. Napoleon up by 432 pins on the girls' side. So we'll get these uploaded. Remember, there was a scoring correction from the coach's sheet. It was 1 pin higher for Napoleon. All right, Napoleon girls start out with a strike. And Avery Badenhop picks up 8, leaving the 310. Fox Taylor with a strike. So the Napoleon boys starting out with 2 strikes in a row. And Avery won't pick up any more. So Christian picks up 6. Tinora boys opened in the first first frame. Got 9 to start the second frame. Looks like a 2-pin left. Tinora girls picked up 7 on their first ball. Macy picks up 9, leaving a 5-pin on her first ball in the third frame. Spare attempt for Tinora boys. Missed, so back-to-back opens. Christian picks up 3 out of 4. Macy now, spare attempt. And she's got it. Andrew Gallagher up now. 4th frame. And a strike for Andrew. Tinora boys, second ball, 3rd frame. Picks up 7. Hunter Ehlers with a strike down on lane 3. Alexa Miller picks up 8, leaving the 6-10. Tinora girls pick up 9, leaving a 5-pin. Tinora boys with a nice ball for a strike there in the 4th. All right, brings up Slade McCorkle, who led the Wildcats off. He had a strike in the 1st frame. And a strike in the 6th. So 3 strikes in a row from the Wildcats now. Tinora missed their spare opportunity on the girls' side. Alexa Miller up now, lane number 7. And that one will fall off. So an 8 count for her in the 4th. Fox up now for the boys. Lane number 3 gets 9, goes Brooklyn. And Tinora gets all but 1. So an open frame for them in the 5th. Ariana Kiesling gets 9. Looks like an 8-pin. Fox Taylor picks up the 5-pin. Tinora gets 9, leans on it, but it doesn't go down, leaving a 4-pin. And a spare for the Tinora girls over on lane number 8. Ariana Kiesling now, spare attempt. Strike for Christian over on the boys' side, lane number 3. Ari picks up her spare. Tinora boys, spare convert. A strike for Tinora girls on lane number 8. And a strike for Andrew on lane number 3. And a strike for Tinora boys in the 7th frame, lane number 4. Strike for the girls, I believe that was Brenna. Avery up now for the girls on lane number 7. And she splits. Looks like the 6-7. It's another strike for Tinora boys, a double up for them. Hunter starts off the 10th frame with a strike. This is second ball in the 10th frame. And another strike for Hunter. Tinora girls pick up 5 more for a total of 8. Avery won't get any additional, so an 8 count in the 7th frame. They're sitting at 98. Tinora boys string 3 strikes together. Hunter now, last ball, 10th frame. This first 3 Baker games. And another strike for Hunter. So a 243 Baker game off the rip. Macy with a strike for the girls on lane 7. 9 count for Tinora boys to start 10th frame. Alexa Miller up now, lane number 7. And Tinora boys pick up the spare. Alexa picks up 9, leaves the 10 pin. Tinora girls, nice spare conversion there in the 6th frame. And Tinora gets 9 on their final ball. They'll finish with 170. Alexa, spare attempt. And she picks it up. So the boys will switch lane for the second Baker game. Tinora girls, 7th frame. Picks up 9, leaving a 6 pin. Ariana Kiesling to start the 10th frame. And she gets 9. Looks like a 2 pin left. Slade will get things started in game number 2, picks up 9, leaves a 4 pin. Tinora, spare attempt. Lane number 8 for the girls. And they've got it. Ari, now her spare attempt on lane 7. Converts. Slade converts his spare on lane number 4 for the boys. So Ari will get 1 more in the 10th. Tinora picks up 9 on lane 8 for the girls, leaving the 5 pin. Jacob Dennett with a strike for the boys. And 7 count for Tinora, leaving the 3-7-9. And Ari picks up 7 on her final ball and finishes with a 153. Another strike. This one comes from, I believe, Garrett Hall. Missed spare opportunity by the Tinora on lane number 8. And Tinora picks up 1 on lane 3, so an 8 count for them for the boys. Andrew Gallagher on lane 4, and he crushes all 10 for the strike. That's 3 strikes in a row for the boys. 9 count for Tinora, leaving a 10 pin on lane 8. And Tinora also leaves a 10 pin down on lane 3 with their boys team. And another strike for Hunter. It's now 4 in a row. Tinora boys take aim at their spare and miss. Hunter now. That one goes high. Pick up, I'm sorry, that was Slade. That one went high, leaves the 3 pin. Pick up of 9. Tinora goes high, picks up 6. Tinora girls get 9, leave a 7 pin. That's to start the 10th frame. Slade picks up his spare on lane number 4. Tinora boys spare attempt picks up 3 out of 4. Jacob now, lane number 4, picks up a strike. And Tinora's girls miss their spare opportunity and finish with a 138. So after the first Baker game, the boys lead 2058 to 1906 by 152 pins. The girls lead 1875 to 1428 by 447 pins. Again, these are unofficial until I get the coaches' score sheets. Tinora boys pick up 8, leaving the, looks like the 4-7. Garrett got 9 on his first ball. So Brenna Massey will be up first for the girls on lane number 8. Garrett picks up his spare. Brenna picks up 9 to start things off. Tinora picks up 1 out of 2, so an open frame for them. They're sitting at 72 in the 6th frame. Tinora girls up, their first ball, and that one goes off to the right. Andrew now, lane number 4, and a strike for Andrew. And a strike for Tinora on the lane number 3. Brenna picks up her spare for the girls on lane number 8. Nine count for Hunter. And Tinora girls pick up 5 on her second ball in the first frame. Sophia up now. And Sophie picks up 9, leaves a 6 pin. Hunter picks up his spare. He'll get 1 more. Spare for Tinora boys on lane 3. Looks like it's 10 pin. And he misses. Sophie now, spare attempt. And just breaks a little too hard. So an open frame for Napoleon on lane 8. And a strike from Hunter to finish things up with a 229. Macy Eicher up on lane number 8 for Napoleon girls. And a strike for Macy. 7 count for Tinora on lane number 3. Left the 3-6-10. Six count for Tinora girls on lane 7. Alexa up now, lane number 8 for the Lady Cats. And a strike for Alexa. Back-to-back strikes. And Tinora can't convert their spare in lane 3. Tinora pick up 2 more on lane number 7 for the girls. Ariana Kiesling, and a strike for Ari. Tinora boys start out with 9, leaving a 10 pin in the 10th frame. And Tinora girls pick up 5. Brenna up now for Napoleon on lane 8. Comes in light, ends up leaving the 1, 3, 6, and 7. Tinora spares on lane 3. They'll get 1 more in the 10th. And Tinora picks up 7 more. That gives them 133. Brenna picks up 2, so an 8 count for her. An open in the 6th frame, sitting at 110. Tinora girls pick up 3 more. Sophie up now, lane number 8, 7th frame. And a strike for Sophie. Nine count for Tinora girls on lane number 7. Napoleon boys elect to stay on the right lane, and Luke starts things out for the boys with a strike. Macy with a strike. So back-to-back strikes for the Lady Cats on lane number 8. And Oliver Franz with a strike. So back-to-back strikes by Napoleon in this 3rd Baker game. Tinora girls missed their spare opportunity. Alexa Miller up now, lane number 8 for the Lady Cats. And she gets 9. Jacob picks up 9, leaving a 6 pin. Alexa looks like a 4 pin down there. Tinora starts out with a strike, or I'm sorry, 9 spare and then a strike in the 2nd frame. That's on lane number 3 for the boys. Oh, and a split for Tinora on lane number 3. Jacob picks up his spare. Alexa, her spare, picks that up. And a strike for Slade on lane number 4 for Napoleon. Tinora picks up 1 out of 3, so an 8 count for them in the 3rd frame. Ariana Kiesling now. And a strike for Ari. That's to start the 10th frame. And a strike for Garrett. Strike for Tinora on lane number 3. 9 count for Tinora ladies on lane number 7, leaving a 7 pin. Ariana now, lane number 8. And another strike for Ari. And a strike for Luke. Strike for Tinora down on lane number 3. And a spare conversion by the Tinora ladies on lane 7. Ari now, last ball, 10th frame. Oliver picks up 6, went left to the head pin, leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 10. Ari picks up 8 more, and we'll finish with a 207 in Baker game number 2. And a strike for Tinora, I believe, on lane 7. Oliver now, spare attempt, lane number 4. And gets it started just a little too far to the right, pickup of 3. So 9 count, sitting at 153 in the 7th. Tinora boys missed their spare attempt on lane number 3. Nine count for Tinora ladies on lane number 7. Looks like a 6-pin left. That's in the 9th frame of the Baker game number 2. Boys are just about finished with Baker game number 3. Jacob got 6 on his first ball, spare attempt, left the bucket, 2, 4, 5, 8. Picks it up. Garrett Hull with a, I'm sorry, that's Slade McCorkle with a strike in the 9th frame. Now it'll be Garrett. So Tinora ladies pick up their spare in the 9th frame. And a strike for Tinora on lane number 3. That's in the 9th frame. And a strike for Garrett to start 10th frame. 7 count for Tinora girls, leaving the 1, 2, and 4. Nine count for Tinora boys, start out the 10th frame. And Tinora picks up their spare in the 10th on lane 7. They'll get, the ladies will get 1 more in the 10th. All right, Tinora boys with the spare attempt. Tinora ladies with their last ball in the 10th. Tinora converts their spare. They'll get 1 more. The ladies get 7 more, so they'll finish up with 122 in Baker game number 2. So after 2 Baker games, boys are almost done with 3, but after 2, I've got Napoleon ahead 2287 to 2039, a difference of 248 pins. On the girls' side, I've got it 2082 to 1550. A difference of 532 pins. All right, so the boys, let's see, we've got Garrett's got 2 more in the 10th, and Tinora's got 1 more in the 10th on the boys' side. All right, girls decide to stay on the right side. Brenna picks up 8, left the 1, 2. Garrett picks up 9. Tinora boys got 8 and finish with 181. Tinora girls start off with 9. Brenna now, spare attempt. She's got it. Garrett, last ball, picks up his spare, and they'll finish with 222. So unofficially, I've got it 2509, to 22-20, a difference of 289 pins. And the boys averaged 193 today. They 694 Baker total, 18-15 in the individual games, and that adds up to, or divides out to 193. Sophia picks up 9, leaves a 10 pin. Tinora got 8, leaving the 1-2. Sophia now, spare attempt here. And maybe that isn't the 10 pin. That looks like maybe the 6 pin. She picks it up. Tinora, spare attempt. And she misses, so an 8 count for her in the second. Macy Eicher up now. Nice ball from Macy. 10 back in the pit for the strike. All right, we can confirm the boys' scores here. So Baker games 243, 229, 222. Totals 694 Baker, 18-15 individual, 2509. On Tenora's side, 170, 133, 181 for the Bakers, average or adding up to 44. Add that to 1736 for the individual, 2220. So by 289 pins, averaging 193, your Wildcat boys are victorious. Tinora takes aim at 10 pin, misses. Alexa now, spare attempt, and she misses on the outside. So an open frame for Napoleon. They're sitting at 67 in the fourth. Tinora girls now. And a strike in the fourth frame. Ariana Kiesling, lane 8. And a strike for Aerie. Brenna back up, lane number 8 for Napoleon. That one comes in light, misses the head pin, leaves the 139. Pickup of 7. And Tinora picks up 6. Looks like the 1, 2, 8, and 10 maybe. Brenna picks up the spare, nicely done. Tinora picks up 3 out of 4 it says. Tinora girls look like 6th frame, and they pick up a strike. Sophie up now. Nice looking ball, but only gets 9, leaves a 7 pin. Nine count for Tinora. Looks like a 5 pin left. Sophie, spare attempt. And it holds on. Spare from Tinora in the 7th frame. Macy up now, lane number 8. And a strike for Macy. Tinora up now, lane number 7. This is their 8th frame. And she picks up 7 and splits, leaving the 4, 7, and 10, I think. And Alexa with the strike. So back-to-back strikes for the Lady Cats. Ariana now, 10th frame. And she picks up 7 to start, leaving the 3, 6, 10. Tinora, spare attempt here. Picks up 2 out of the 3, so a 9 count in the 8th frame. All right, Tinora up now, 9th frame. And she picks up 7, leaving the 1, 2, and 4. Ariana now, spare attempt. She's got it. So she'll get 1 more in the 10th. Sitting at 183 if she can strike out. Lady Cats put up a 193 in Baker game number 3. Spare attempt from Tinora. Picks it up. Nice job. And Ariana picks up all 10. Looked like the 4-pin rolled up the backside of the 2-pin. So 193 for the Lady Cats. All right, 10th frame for Tinora now. And she picks up 8 to start, leaving the 3, 6. All right, Tinora now, spare attempt. Oh, and she chops. So Tinora girls finish with 127. All right, so unofficially I've got 2275, 1677. Girls got 553 in Bakers, 1722 in individuals, average 175 for the night. Remember, our next match, well, we have no more matches. The next time you see us, it'll be a Thursday morning at about 10 o'clock start for the girls sectional tournament coming from River City Bowlaway. And then the boys sectional will be the day after on Friday, also starting at 10 o'clock. All right, so we'll update the scores on the screen. We'll get a quick confirmation here. Coaches are working their way with the scoreboard. All right, 2275, 1677. Averaging 175 and winning by 598 pins. So everything matches up. All right, want to thank everybody for joining us. Hopefully you'll join us next week for the start of our trip, hopefully back to state. Tournament time once again. And as always, go Wildcats.